Carol incentives. This is live, so if you have any questions, be sure to hit me up in the comment live chat box over there. And welcome to Tarot Incentives. There is a Virgo sign, or someone who's just, they've been spending some alone, with their thoughts for the most part. And they're concerned about something. They're wondering, what's going on. And for what's going on with them, they are going through a very tempting period. One where, they may want to self-soothe in some way. So that's what's coming in. Let's see what else is going on. There is also sense and some disappointment coming in, and I'm going to tell you now why that disappointment is coming in. I'm getting that someone obviously told something that happened, and unfortunately the person who's being blamed for saying something did not blab, but someone's coming in as disappointed. They think someone got something and they didn't. I mean, they could have, but they didn't. So that's what's coming in too. Let me check and see if any questions are coming in, and switch up the cards a little bit too. See what other messages are coming in. Again, top chat is open if you want to chat with others or tell me anything, let me know anything. There's a past, present, and future coming in inside. Some pretty good luck, but then they had disappointment in love, and they just kept it moving. They kept on trucking. They kept trying to be optimistic there, no matter whether there was going to be someone else out there who disappointed them or not. They didn't focus on that, and that's coming in for someone wondering how someone is continuing to keep moving forward, even though they had this disappointment in love. They're just really optimistic. That's what's coming in. Let's see what else is coming in. So for the past, someone has been very ambitious. This is recent past. And presently they're compassionate and wise. And they also have someone who is willing to be a companion with them as they go through, they're entering better times. Things have been a bit shaky for them, but they're going through some much better times coming up here. Should you marry your man? You're a little hesitant. He's not self-sufficient, meaning he can't drive a car. Oh, here we go. With his second baby, you've been depressed about it because he can't drive. Well, I mean, let's see. So what's coming in is he might be a little bit ambivalent. There's some ambivalent energy there about what vibes or not. So just understanding that he's a little nervous and probably very anxious as well. That could be going into why he's not driving. What you could do is make it fun. Like you could say, well, let's get in the car and let's do this. And, you know, wow, I bet you can't do this. That might not work. Maybe you could say, I'll do this if you just do this, and make it something simple, you know, like if you could just start the car, you can get a foot rub or something like that, you know, and then like you could get a shoulder rub if you just drive up and down the street one time, you know, things like that. Try to make it fun because he's definitely coming in as ambivalent. His Raina and Ace Manifest Oracle. Hi, how's it going? Let's see what else is coming in with someone's past, present, future. So someone has been recognized or complimented for something. They have a lot of temperance there too, so they're probably abstinent when it comes to drinking or other things, and yet they feel like they're down and out because things haven't been going well, and they're wondering, you know, they're afraid they're going to lose faith. They're wondering why things have been so difficult for them when they've been trying to be in accordance with what they feel is right spiritually. They may have slipped a little bit. Then, you know, they still try to begin again. That's what's coming in. So the advice for that person, let's see what the advice is, because things are coming in as being pretty rough for them right now. It's just go ahead and be sociable. I mean, it might seem like a pain. Someone else may have been going through something similar. Also, just know, even if you're not sociable, if you choose not to be, just realize that you stand out anyway, even though you may have like viewed yourself as failing a little bit when it comes to something, or either you feel like you weren't rewarded for something that maybe people complimented you on something else, or maybe it was that thing that you did well, but then things aren't going good anyway. Just know that you do stand out in a positive way for all the consolation that it's worth. As far as things not going so good, you are going to come across something that could at least help you to feel like your mood is stabilizing a little bit if you just take some time to really just reevaluate what's going on. Now, you know, you made the choices you wanted to make as far as trying to be temperate and whatnot. Just take some time out to think things through. Take some time out to be around others as well. Those are the two bits of advice coming in, and what's going to happen is you're going to end up becoming inspired, a little bit more inspired in some way. Let's see if I can get some clarity on how or what you're going to be inspired as far as with what specifically. Some type of change, doing something that's going to create change in your life from this right here, which is this 5 of coins here, where the person is feeling really dreary and down and out and things aren't going well. So work with anything that you're inspired to do so that you can come up out of that, because that's what's likely to happen. So let's see how you're gonna handle it with no support system, and then see if you're gonna have your baby within the next 2 weeks. With no support system, the thing to remember is that there is going to be some conflict that you face. That's coming in with the Chariot. You do have some conflict that you're going to face. The advice coming in through the conflict with no support system is just to be loyal to your standards, be loyal to what you believe in, be loyal to being a support system for your children, being good to your own children, and that's going to make all the difference in everything that you have going on, because you're ready. You're actually ready. You know what I mean? There may be some conflict that comes up from what this is saying, but you are ready. That's what's coming through here. And about as ready as you're ever going to get from what's going on here. Now, with this person wondering if they're going to have their kids in the next 2 weeks, what you are going to have for this next 2 weeks is strength. Strength is coming into play. So if you do have a baby in the next 2 weeks, you are going to be strong enough to handle it, with the strength card coming in. And if it's likely, let's see if we can get any more clarity here. The Magician is coming in. The Magician. So it's gonna be like magic. Something's gonna be like magic. Something's gonna work out like magic. You are going to be lit in the next 2 weeks. Something really exciting is going to be happening in the next 2 weeks, because this shows that you're lighting up a room, possibly a baby is lighting up the room. You're working with the resources that you have in this upcoming 2 weeks. That's the Magician coming in. Oh, what? You wrote down a date and then you were right. Yeah. A lot of times the moms know.
I shake back and forth in the dark. I shake back and forth in the light. I do a little bit of he's out.
So the Lovers are coming in, so there's some attraction going on. And then there's pain right next to it, and then there's a choice next to it. So what I'm getting is that two people are attracted to one another. However, one is being deemed as a person who causes pain, or they're suffering in some way, and the other one is going to be making a choice as to whether or not to move forwards. Like if this other person doesn't talk to them because of some other pain that's going on that has something to do with one of them or not. Really, I think the choice is coming into where someone is not going to make that choice because of some pain that they feel has happened, and they feel like it's going to overshadow the relationship. Some sort of pain. Any clarity about that? Okay, so something ceased. So something stopped occurring. Or there was some type of transformation that happened. Yeah. And this is, maybe somebody stopped being joyful. I know, like, around me, someone said that, and I had, it's coming up as an example. I had posted something about Tupac, and Lord rest his soul, someone said he didn't do something that he was locked up for, and they were upset about it, and there was a discussion that was going on about that. So this is something really intensified like that, and the topic probably got shut down with the death card. Something stopped, so people were bringing up something that was critical, something that people were opinionated about, and now all of a sudden it's kind of like still in the air, but the whole conversation is shut down, and then there's still that lingering energy there. I mean, and that can be some really hard stuff to be in the air still, because there was a woman crying over it, crying about someone who she didn't know, but maybe they had something going on that was similar. But let's see more about this intense emotion that's going on around someone. So yeah, it's the Tower card there. So things have to crumble so that something can be rebuilt in some way. The Tower card, means that the foundation wasn't very solid in the first place with something, either someone's opinion or something that was going on. So yeah, I mean, that's the same thing that was happening around me. Somebody was kind of like losing it, and the Tower was coming in. I mean, and then another day, the same person was crying. I felt like she was crying over racism that day. And the most, since I've been older, since I've been grown, the only belligerent type of racism that I have suffered is only with someone who is my daughter's dad, like my second daughter's dad. That is basically the only racism that I've suffered as an adult. And I wanted to comfort her because she was, crying around me, and she wasn't saying it was her, so maybe she felt like it was me, and I just wanted to let her know that, not that I've never suffered it before, but I did suffer. But it was really weird because we're all Black, but him and his family favor the darker skin tones over the lighter ones, like myself. And so that's what I went through as far as with racism. And so that is the type of energy that's coming in with the Tower. Something that, a lot of times people don't understand, but then it's happening and it's crumbling. The important stuff is really supposed to remain and everything else crumble. And then after the crumbling, this is like right after it, someone's looking at something in a whole different light with the Hanged Man. That's the Hanged Man coming in. I mean, people, sometimes come in as sensitive, and it doesn't hurt to get a reading on someone being sensitive, because then, it's like if I see other people sitting down and we're all on the job, but then someone's always trying to tell me what to do, say if everybody is another color other than me, but then they don't want me to sit down, but they're sitting down, that's the kind of thing that could mislead someone to think that there's racism, and that's when if you care, person thinks, you just want to make sure it's not just a personal thing, because sometimes it's going to look like it's something else. A lot of times racism is personal. I mean, that was definitely personal to have to go through with someone who was supposed to be caring about his child, at least. So yeah, I put the personal stuff out there to try to use as an example of what type of energy is coming in.
Especially his life changing. Skateboarding, the culture, people around skateboarders, that shaped me 100%.
Well, what did they say? They do say certain things can bring on the labor more quickly. Like, for instance, getting down. So if you and him are doing, those loving acts or whatever, they do say that is going to bring on contractions, that may have been taking longer at some point. Well, if you hadn't been doing those things, then maybe they wouldn't have come on so strong and so quickly. So yeah, definitely, if you're trying to go there and have the baby, that's probably the best thing to do. I guess that's an old wives' tale, or maybe it has some medical research. Maybe there's some medical research about that too. Out there.
I'm gonna assume that she's there. Hold on, this is the top night. Okay, ghost girl, there she is. Okay, I see her. I can't zoom in.
Right.
Oh no. Okay. See, yeah, he's coming up right now. Oh no. Alright, Ellie's gonna have to move a little bit here. That's on. Okay. Zoom. Got her. Alright, so wait, I don't even know what time we're at, but this guy's about to open up this closet right here. I have your lights.
Go ahead with your question. Thanks for liking the stream.
Oh my god, not like shake, 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 shake. Come on, go away. Got it. Okay, back on. Ellie, crap. She's gone. I don't know where she went. I don't see her. See the cheetah. Oh my god, the cheetah is like, oh, what's going on back here? What? That's unexpected.
Contact.
But she is. All right, I don't know.
So the only word that came through was contact right there.
Come on. Wait, that's the closet in front of me. Okay, Ben. We got Ben.
Taylor.
You ready?
Washington.
Come on. Okay. Come on. Okay, Ellie. Zoom.
So I'm gonna let you
I believe in myself.
get that question together, get that question out there.
Okay, Ellie should be going back.
Well, Edward comes here. Let's see what's going on with Edward.
She's moving. She's moving. Here, zoom in on her. Chelsea's working at something. Come on. I can't.
When it comes to Edward, wow, okay, the magician is coming in. So the magician is coming in again. And what else is coming in with Edward? Okay, so innocence or nostalgia of times that you guys have been on one another's minds or reached out to one another in some way. The memory is coming in. Any compliments that were paid to each other, those are coming in as things that are going to encourage you guys to come together. With the Magician, you are really coming in as someone who's not just standing out, but it's just a bright beacon of just some very nice energy that is pulling for him to come forwards with this Magician. So, hold on a second.
That little switch right there, that might as well not even exist. We don't need it. Right, she's still there. She definitely got really close that night, though. She was like right in the left hallway. Well, right in the left hallway. Wait, no, I mean, she was really close. Oh, those girls. All right, zoom it again. Okay. We're just going to try to focus on Ellie and then hope that she doesn't move. And just make sure she stays within that first camera and the second one and go from there. Ooh, wait, okay, now that opens. Those girls? Oh, Ellie's gone, of course. Zoom in. Oh,
So,
already zoomed in. Okay.
the other energy that comes in with the Magician, I mean, this is good energy for as far as the answer coming into play, but it's basically saying that you're on top of your game. So that's your pull right there. Universal powers are inside of you. Also, as you light up this person's mind, their attention is definitely on you. So stay woke about this connection, because there is a conduit of energy between you guys that is unmistakable. There is some also show off energy. So Edward may show off a little bit, or he may even think that you're showing off, because the Magician represents show off energy. It also represents master energy, dynamic energy. For some people, they manipulate with that energy, and for some people, they're just being, a showman or a showwoman, or however you want to look at it. Definitely, though, there's some attention on you, and there's really strong energy there. It's a channel of energy. So let's see if I can get any more clarity as to whether or not, because if you guys are drawing one another like that, it's either one of you is going to the other one or vice versa. That's what I'm feeling, but just to get some clarity here. The Ace of Cups is coming in. The Ace of Cups and indolence. So somebody may be a little bit lazy. There's all this energy between you two, and yet someone has that indolence coming in. So that's kind of like a tricky question. Because someone's kind of like lazy, like, I don't want to make any moves, I don't want to do anything. A lot could be going into that. It could be stressful on so many different levels. And so there's indolence, and yet the energy is strong. I can't reiterate that enough, because the energy is so strong between you guys. So then, there's like a push and pull between whether or not Edward wants to come toward you. That's what I'm getting from this. Now, just to break it down even further, the Ace of Cups is coming in next to it, which is an opening of the heart and soul. So his soul and his heart are open to you, and they're opening more and more. That's what I'm getting, or they have been opening more and more. So honesty is more likely to come from him. He is finding a personal truth when it comes to something between you guys. Usually, if there's been some kind of problem, the Ace of Cups can stand for forgiveness, but I don't sense that there's any problem here. I just feel like this is showing that there's an overflow of generosity of heart coming in here. And again, that opening of that person's feelings. So their feelings are there. They're ready to pour out that emotion. And yet, at the same time, they're still feeling kind of indolent. So something is having them feel like he's feeling kind of lazy about it. But then the feelings are there. In retrospect, I mean, they're just looking at the whole thing. Those are feelings of, you know, being drawn to one another and him being drawn to you. Yeah, this is coming in as romantic. Let's see. Oh, it's blocking your chat. Okay, so like I said, this usually stands for forgiveness when there's the Ace of Cups. So, I mean, it also just stands for an outpouring of emotions. So yes, I do see that. And where it's likely to show you some emotions, the only hindrance there is this indolence energy, which is pretty big too. So it's kind of like a push-pull effect, opposites type of, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. Let's see. Okay, so there is going to be a companion around you. So that could affect it too. This lazy feeling could affect him and keep him from coming forwards. And also, if there's another companion who shows up, and if there's not going to be a companion, then that's definitely him coming into play there, because you're going to be feeling better about wanting this person to come forward, because right here is you're going to be in a better place. That's what's showing up here, that you're going to be mentally in a better place. So if you want to show off your emotions, or if he wants to show off his emotions, that is setting the stage for that to happen. You know, it looks like it's completely possible, but like I said, and this is what's coming in right here. See, you can read it for yourself. It's indolence. So someone being sluggish is not really going to be coming towards you because they're too slugged out. They're like, nah, maybe not. Maybe I'm not going to make any moves. So, yeah, there's laziness there. There are positive feelings there, but, you know what I mean? And it looks like it was leaning towards him coming towards you, but the indolence is just, it's a bright red flag right there. That's showing somebody who has the feelings that are ready to be outpoured, and yet they don't want to make a move. So he's not really showing off that he's feeling any kind of way because he's not making a move. So no matter which way you turn it, it's still coming in as indolence. Oh, hi, Irene, 17. Thanks for the like. Will they believe in monogamy? Will the person believe in monogamy? It looks like someone's going to be thinking monogamy is a bad plan. Let's see why this person is likely, this next person may think that it's a bad plan. They are viewing like enjoying life and the luxuries of life as it chilling with multiple people or just dating, or maybe something that is romantic to them about maybe bringing someone else in, like a menage a trois. See, that stands for luxury right there. And what you were asking about, the monogamy, is coming up as bad plan. Thanks for the like. So yeah, looks like they're not going to want to be monogamous. Not at all. You're welcome. So you want to know about the dog. What's coming in about the dog is the moon. If you can see it, that's the moon there. So it signifies an error. The moon also signifies enemy energy. So there is definitely some enemy energy there. And I guess that's the residual energy that you had for this dog who did this. Coming in. Ooh. Well, there is enemy energy there. What else can I say about the moon besides that? Emotions. It usually signifies a strong emotion, of course, and I could tell how you'd be feeling very emotional about that. The moon is a deep pull of your subconscious. Just the waves of it, the ripples. Something inside you wants to get out. And it wants to really take over as well. The feelings that you have are coming in as uncanny energy, emerging from your subconscious still. So even if you killed the dog, you still have those ripples of anger there to contend with or to deal with up until they wear off or until you let them go. So that's what's coming in. Someone has at least one or two, even more possibly, coworkers watching them constantly at work. And what's coming in here is the King of Wands is the reason behind that. They either want to overcome something or they're looking at you like amazed that you overcome something at all. That King of Wands energy. Another thing to mention about the King of Wands is it's about commanding attention and even notoriety. So you are being watched like that because of this notoriety in your energy. You're actually stating your case for the world to see in some way. You also have animal magnetism coming in if you have the King of Wands coming in. You may have some flirtation coming in. It may not be from coworkers, it may be from whoever else decides to come in. Someone is being viewed as a maverick, a master, an icon, somewhat of a success story even. And you can turn all this around and use it to become more of a visionary leader. You could learn some lessons in whatever you have going on as far as dealing with the energy that they have going on, and it could help you to be more of a visionary leader. So if it makes you feel uncomfortable that someone has been watching you, just keep that in mind as you work so close in proximity with others. Yeah. There is someone who doesn't feel that someone cares because they're viewing it as this person is just only caring about their own fantasy world. That's an issue that someone has with someone else. They feel like, you're not caring about another person. You're not caring about other people. That's what they're thinking. And then the Empress is coming in. So they're viewing your creativity as you don't care. They're viewing your creativity as you're in your head. And with the Empress, you're just doing things. You could be artistic. What other energy is coming in that I want to touch on about the Empress? With the Empress coming up, the advice is to allow your gestures to be bold and expansive because you can dazzle the world. with your genius. This is also representative of a mothering type of nature, even if some people don't view it as such. There is expressiveness there, so you're very expressive, and this other person is coming in is not really feeling it in the most positive way. So be mindful of that. One message coming in for someone is happiness. Take whatever is coming your way that you could be happy about and just enjoy it. You know, break it down, keep it first and foremost in what's going on, because someone can find a lot not to be happy about, but the importance is to be happy. The important thing is to be happy. Let's look at some of the things that are going along with that. The Knight of Discs and so if you are experiencing cruelty or you feel very strongly about it, the Knight of Discs is coming in to help you to be more happy when you have a lot of residual anger about some cruelty. That's what someone may be dealing with here, who tunes in at some point. With this person who needs to be happy, but they have this challenge of being happy, the Knight of Discs is coming in. So with the Knight of Discs, the energy is one of waiting, allowing things to be resolved through evolution, just being dependable for others so that they know how you feel, that you're still there, that you are dependable. Sensual pleasures do come in to help to relieve some of the stress and the unhappiness, the dissatisfaction. There are pleasant circumstances that you can look forward to. There is general physicality. And that's why someone is being really cautious, because they feel like there's so much cruelty out here, and that's understandable. Spiritual advice is coming in with the Moon. As well as oppression. So let's see, because they're coming in side by side. So again, with the moon, there's some type of uncanny experience. Pay attention to any feelings that you have that are odd. They may be emerging from some sort of cycles. They also may be bringing you, it could be a kind of like a warning of some experience coming in, as far as just making room for psychic flashes, and anything in your subconscious that could manifest into some sort of behavior, because oppression is there. So let's see why oppression is coming in here. Okay, so the sun is coming in. So the sun is coming in right next to oppression. So the sun usually means success. Maybe you feel a little bit like your success is being oppressed or hindered by something or someone. And we can look at the advice from your spirit guide with that. Also with the sun, the energy is love, healthiness. Life is stunning. It's enchanting. And something very brilliant is in the works. Where is the oppression coming from? So the Page of Cups. Looking like somebody spilled something with that Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups energy is one of psychic insight. There's some freshness there. There's curiosity, very original personality coming in to play there. So your personality could rub some people the wrong way, but it's fresh according to what's coming in here. Very fresh energy. So what to do about anything threatening to try to oppress you in any way. The Knight of Swords is coming in. So the Knight is always going to be about being bold. Other energy coming in with the Knight of Swords is compulsiveness. Someone changing their mind about what they're going to put up with or say or do, or what they feel like is going on. Someone could be kind of rash, making speedy decisions. But I guess the main takeaway is that your spirit guide is saying that you could change your mind about something, or someone else could change their mind about something. So that is what's coming in right there. So if you feel oppressed by someone's decision, they're probably going to view it in various ways, and maybe you'll end up feeling better about that if they're open-minded like that. So I feel like that's the message that's coming in. with the Knight of Swords. Like he's probably like, I'm gonna ride the horse. Nah. Let me off. I'm gonna get off. I'm not gonna ride right now. You know what I mean? And that's a decision he makes, maybe because it looks like his hand is like, his whole arm is in a sling. I don't know. Maybe he's holding on to something like his tie or something, but it looked like at first it was in a sling, and it was like he just was gonna do something, and then he just was like, nah, not after all. Maybe it's not gonna speak up about something or something of that nature, but there's definitely some sort of change in mind that could be occurring or about to occur or already has occurred. So shout out to whoever is feeling like they're rethinking things and they're about to get up off the horse. So I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes to see if any other questions come in. Also, someone has been wanting something to end, and it looks like it is going to be ending. Is the person ready? This is something else that's coming in. Is the person really and truly ready for what they want to end to end? And they are prepared. They've been putting in a lot of mental work, trying to figure out how the stressor or stressors in their life can end something that they feel needs to happen. And it's going to be ending. I'm getting the feeling that this lasted for a long time. Why? Whatever the stressor was. It was supposed to make them feel like things were out of their control, because the divine wanted them to know that they were indeed. This was like the story of like when Jonah was on the boat and it was just tossing and turning and going haywire. If you keep up with those or know anything about those types of stories, that story in particular. And then there is the Page of Wands coming in. So with the Page of Wands, you know, someone is standing out. And so there has possibly been a lot of attention on that individual. The Page of Wands shows that there's some people coming together possibly and interchanging, making interchanges, social interchanges with the Page of Wands. The other energy with the Page of Wands is just a hint at what is possible. So someone's just viewing a hint of what's possible. They're hoping something could change, and there is a hint of something being able to change. So someone is cultivating future goals, but they're being placed in a position to where it could bring out some humor. So this is coming in as the advice is to try to find some humor in it, because it'll make it easier. Whatever is not completely finished happening, but there is an end to it. This too shall pass. That's what's coming in with the Page of Wands. Someone is maybe very, very upset. Something's going on to where they want it to end. They want the feeling they're having to end, or what other people's reactions are to them, or something going on with them. They want an end to it. But there's also someone coming in as being very fascinated with someone else, being very fascinated with the whole scenario. So this is all fascination here. Like, oh, totally fascinated with this stick here. So it's eventually gonna rub off, but there's just a lot of fascination to it. Yeah, someone's being watched and listened to because others are fascinated with them. And also they may be trying to, you know, get a person to really listen to them, more or less. And that's what I'm getting here with this fascination. They want interactions, exchanges. They feel like they need these exchanges. And they're willing to use their ability or the way they're viewed as trusted figures, the trusted figures that they are, to, I'm getting that somebody actually is, you know, maybe preventing or doing all they can to prevent someone from, you know, doing something that they want to do. Like if they want to work closer to home, they're putting themselves in scenarios using their trusted vibes or the trust that people have put into them to come in between a person and their goals. If someone wants to make more money or get a raise, people are coming together and selfishly, saying, no, like, that's not going to work for us. And, this person who they're fascinated with, they're really making it more difficult for them, saying, hey, listen to us. We have this reason for coming in to, to try to do this or do that. And we would like for you to help us. And really, it's really bothersome to the other person who is trying to, just live their life. But there's this intense fascination with them, or whatever has been going on. So that's what is going on. The advice, let's see, besides knowing that it is going to end, the advice is the Knight of Discs. The Knight of Coins. And the energy that comes in with the Knight of Coins is a wait for gradual evolution. Just being realistic and being cautious, knowing that, there are these motives here of people to, create a certain vibes around you to come in. And it's probably something that, other people notice eventually when there's this energy coming in where people are causing a bunch of hoopla. And it's because there's so much fascination there. Just understanding that you do have this sense of fascination coming in for you. That's very real. This is not, if you're trying to convince yourself that it's all in your mind, it's not. For someone who has been suffering through something, with people just, causing them friction with whatever, goals they have. The bottom of the deck energy is the Three of Wands. Looking forward to something else. The Three of Wands is an energy that lets you know that the time is right for sending messages and making contacts, being brave, being fearless as possible. The time for business ventures is now for the best, to get the best out of the goals that you have. So put yourself out there. That's the advice. Because, expansion is possible, very possible right now. So send your ships out to sea, because 9 times out of 10, this is showing that they're going to get there. If you have something that you're trying to do that's business related. All right. See you next time.